What if I told you that you don't actually own your car? It owns you. For a lot of us, that new car in the driveway isn't a symbol of freedom. It's a second boss, and it's demanding a huge chunk of your life. It's the kind of boss that decides where you can work, how long you have to stay, and whether you've got the freedom to walk away from a job you can't stand. Today, we're going to do a simple calculation that your car dealer will never show you. Exactly how many hours of your life you are forced to work every single month just to cover your car payment. The answer is probably going to shock you, and it might just be the kick you need to fire your car boss for good. We've all been sold a story. It's a story that says a new shiny car is a major life milestone. It's your reward for all that hard work, a sign that you finally made it. The commercials paint this perfect picture. Happy people cruising down empty coastal highways, wind in their hair, not a single care in the world. They're selling freedom, success, and independence. But for millions, that image is a carefully crafted illusion. The reality is that for a huge number of people, that new car smell is actually the smell of crushing debt. We are in the middle of a massive car affordability crisis. It's a silent crisis, one that happens in the finance manager's office at dealerships all across the country. And it's turning the dream of car ownership into a financial nightmare. The numbers are just staggering. The average monthly payment for a new car recently soared to a record-breaking $772. Let that sink in. Before you even think about rent, groceries, or utilities, nearly $800 is flying out of your bank account for an asset that loses value every single second. But it gets worse. We're now seeing a record number of people signing up for car payments that look more like mortgage payments. As of the end of 2025, more than 1 out of every 5 new car buyers committed to a monthly payment over $1,000. 1 in 5. And this isn't just for super rich people buying exotic sports cars. It's becoming terrifyingly normal for everyday trucks, SUVs, and family vehicles. This isn't success. This is a trap. It's a set of golden handcuffs painted to look like a luxury car that chains you to a paycheck. So, how did we get here? How did we get to a point where a fifth of all new car buyers are signing up for 4-figure monthly payments? A huge part of the answer is a destructive financial trap called negative equity. This is the secret ingredient that keeps the whole debt machine churning, and it's what gives your new car boss all its power. Negative equity is simple. It's when you owe more on your car loan than the car is actually worth. Maybe you have a loan balance of $30,000, but the vehicle's market value has tanked to $25,000. That $5,000 gap? That's negative equity. You're officially underwater. And here's where the trap springs. Let's say you want to trade in that car. The dealer tells you it's worth $25,000, but you still owe $30,000. To pay off the old loan, that $5,000 has to go somewhere. So where does it go? The dealer generously offers to roll it into your new loan. So that new $40,000 SUV you're about to buy? Your loan isn't for $40,000. It's for $45,000. You are literally paying for a car you don't even own anymore. You're paying for a ghost. This isn't some rare thing either. Recent data shows that 29.3% of all new vehicle trade-ins have negative equity, and the average amount of that negative equity, the ghost debt being rolled into new loans, just hit an all-time high of $7,214. Even more shocking, a record 27% of those underwater drivers owed more than $10,000 on their trade-in. Dealerships absolutely love this. It lets them sell you an even more expensive car because the pain is spread out over a longer loan term. 84-month loans are the new normal for buyers under financial stress. You walk out thinking you got a fresh start, but you're actually starting your new loan in an even deeper hole, guaranteeing the cycle continues. You're not just buying a car, you're buying the debt from your last one too. Now, let's do the one calculation that really exposes this trap. We're going to figure out exactly how much of your life you are trading for your car. This is your work for wheels number. The formula is simple. Your monthly car payment divided by your hourly wage. This tells you how many hours you have to work each month just to satisfy your car boss. We'll use the national average hourly wage, which is around $31 an hour as of late 2025. Let's start with that average new car payment of $772 a month. $772 divided by a $31 hourly wage equals nearly 25 hours. That's more than 3 full 8-hour workdays. Every single month you go to work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and every dollar you earn, before taxes, goes straight to your car payment. You don't see a single cent of it. Now, what about the people who rolled over negative equity? Their average payment is even higher. Let's estimate it around $916 divided by that $31 hourly wage is almost 30 hours. You are now working almost an entire week, Monday through Thursday, just for your car. And what about that group, that 1 in 5 paying over $1,000 a month? Let's just call it an even $1,000. At a $31 wage, that's over 32 hours of work. If you make $25 an hour, that's 40 hours. A full work week. Every single month, 1 week of your labor, your time, your life is sacrificed for your car payment. I want you to do this right now. Pause the video. Take your monthly car payment and divide it by your pre-tax hourly wage. Get that number. That is the number of hours your car demands from you every month. That is your new boss. And remember, this boss is a terrible manager. It doesn't offer health insurance, it doesn't have a 401k, and it definitely doesn't give you paid time off. It only takes. And we haven't even mentioned the assistant managers, your bills for gas, insurance, maintenance, and repairs. When you add those in, you're likely tacking on another 10, 15, or even 20 hours of work on top of that each month. This is the cold, hard math of your financial handcuffs. If you're finding this valuable, and if that calculation just gave you a pit in your stomach, do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm this is a message people need to hear. Let's get this out to as many people as we can. So what can you do? How do you fire this horrible boss and take your life back? It all starts with a radical shift in your mindset. You have to stop seeing a car as a status symbol and start seeing it for what it truly is: a tool. A depreciating asset whose only job is to get you from point A to point B safely and reliably. You don't need a $50,000 laptop to send an email, and you don't need a $50,000 SUV to go get groceries. The solution is to adopt a strict affordability rule. While many financial experts suggest your car payment shouldn't exceed 10 to 15% of your income, an even more powerful conservative strategy for building wealth is the 20-3-8 rule. It's not a mainstream rule you'll hear at a dealership, but it's a proven framework for financial freedom. 20% down. Put at least 20% down on the car. This is your first line of defense against becoming underwater the second you drive off the lot. If you can't save up a 20% down payment, you can't afford that car. 3-year loan. Finance the car for no more than 3 years, 36 months. Those 84-month loans are financial poison. They keep you in debt forever and cost you thousands more in interest. A 3-year term forces you to buy a car you can actually afford to pay off fast. 8% of your income. Your total monthly car payment, including principal and interest, should not be more than 8% of your gross monthly income. For someone making $5,000 a month, that's a $400 payment. That's a world away from the 772s, 916s, or 1,000 or plusers payments that have become so common. Let's be honest. Following this rule immediately disqualifies the vast majority of new cars for the average person. And that's exactly the point. The answer is to buy used. Not just any used car, but a reliable 2 to 5-year-old vehicle that has already taken its biggest hit from depreciation. Let someone else pay for that huge drop in value that happens the moment a new car leaves the lot. Imagine the freedom. Imagine swapping a $772 payment for a $350 payment, or even better, paying cash for a reliable car and having no payment at all. That's an extra $772 back in your pocket every single month. That's your freedom fund. That money could be invested. It could be saved for a down payment on a house. It could be used to start a business. It could give you the power to finally quit that soul-crushing job because your car isn't holding you hostage anymore. You could work 25 fewer hours every single month and have the exact same lifestyle. That is real freedom. The car industry has spent billions of dollars to convince you that your identity is tied to the hunk of metal in your driveway. They've built a culture where we feel this constant pressure to have the latest model, the biggest wheels, and the fanciest tech. They have sold us a vision of freedom that is, in reality, a beautifully disguised cage. Your car payment is your new boss, and it's a tyrant. It's inflexible, it's demanding, and it's holding your life hostage. But you have the power to quit. You have the power to fire your car boss. It takes discipline. It takes ignoring the marketing hype. And it takes valuing your time, your life, and your financial future more than you value the temporary status of a shiny new car. Stop trading your life for a depreciating asset. Do the math, see the truth for yourself, and make a plan to take back control. What's your work for wheels number? I genuinely want to know. Drop it in the comments below. Let's show everyone how much of our lives these payments are really costing us. Thanks for watching.